So am I able to do the kettlebell swing daily as my only exercise and still see good results?
Looking for a way to just make things nice and simple for yourself, and you just want just one of the best moves, and you're just a beginner that you could do and you could really work on, and it's going to give you a lot of bang for your buck. It's going to work the whole of your body. Then a kettlebell swing is a great example of an exercise that you can do. It is a simple move, but it works the whole of your body. But there is still a lot of mechanics within that move, and it is well worth learning it. Looked at some videos and they're doing like a kettlebell swing, maybe 30-day challenge, and it's lovely. It's a great idea. But I think through the whole of her challenge, she didn't really have the technique right. And I think the bell that she was actually using was too light. And the problem with that is that because she hasn't got the mechanics, the exercise is just not going to be as effective as it could do. And you've got to still be watchful for injuries as well. There's no point in doing the exercise if you're not getting the technique right. Equally, if you are using a bell that's just too light, so if you're a woman and you're starting, really for the kettlebell swing, you can't really go any lighter than an 8. If you have issues with your wrists or anything like that, then maybe you want to do some drills first without the kettlebell. But really, you need that momentum because the kettlebell swing is an explosive move, and it's especially powerful for the backside of that posterior chain. And here's why. It's going to work your lower body, your glutes and your hamstrings. These are prime movers that drive the hip hinge that powers the swing. You've got your quads at the front, those stabilizers, and your knees assist during the hip extension. Your calves and your feet stabilize your stance and keep you grounded. Then there's the core. Your abs and your obliques brace hard to protect your spine and keep your torso rigid. And your lower back works isometrically to maintain posture. Your upper body, your lats engage to control the arc of the kettlebell and keep it close to your body. Your shoulders work isometrically to keep your arms stable, and your forearms and grip get stronger from holding onto the kettlebell during that dynamic motion. So while the swing is hip dominant, it demands coordination and strength from almost every major muscle group. That's why it's efficient for conditioning, fat loss, and power development. Because you're using so many muscle groups at once, your heart rate gets a skyrocket, you burn calories fast, and you build strength in the muscles that matter most for your posterior speed and power. Research even shows that kettlebell swings improve strength in the deadlift, sprint, speed, and overall conditioning. Get the technique right, snapping your hips forward, keeping your core tight, and controlling the kettlebell with your lats. If you really want to feel those muscles working, focus on snapping your heels forward. So before we move on, let's just review. So getting the technique right is going to really help you to fire up those muscles, and the daily practice is going to be absolutely brilliant for that. Making sure you've got the right weight. So if you're a woman and you're just starting out and you haven't really used weights before or kettlebells, then maybe around about 8 kilograms. Or maybe if you have used kettlebells before or you're used to more weight, then maybe you want to go heavier in the kilograms. But just make sure it's right for you and you're not going to exhaust yourself or injure yourself by going too heavy too quickly. The last thing I want to talk about is the volume. This is where most people get it wrong. Too little and you won't get enough stimulus. Too much and you'll burn out, get sore wrists, elbows and hands. So how much should you do? If you're in the beginners, just start with around 50 to 75 swings per day. You can break them up into 3 to 4 sets, and you can even do them throughout the day. If you're intermediate, build up to 100 to 150 swings per day, but alternate heavy and light days. And if you're advanced, you can go up to 200 swings, but I suggest a light day every third or fourth day to keep recovery on track. This is what's called auto-regulation. You adjust the volume based on how your body feels. No one gets stronger swinging through pain or a bad form. Don't forget to give your hands a little TLC. Daily swings can leave you with calluses or torn hands if you're not careful. Keep your grip loose. Let the kettlebell handle roll slightly in your hands. File down calluses so they'll stay flat. And use chalk if your hands are sweaty. And tape if you feel a hot spot coming on. And yes, recovery matters too. Sleep, protein, hydration, they're all part of the results recipe. If you're wondering how you can get started and put all this together, I've put a little simple weekly approach you can try. You can find it in the description or in the pinned comments below. That way you can be swinging almost every day, but giving your body just enough time to recover to grow stronger.